Hey, and welcome to another video. My name is Carolyn, and this video will be talking about serverless and what it is and why you would use it and why you would not use it. So let's go. All right, so the first thing is, what is serverless? Well, serverless, think of it that way. In serverless, you don't have a computer running 24/7 for your code, for your container, for whatever you're doing. It is running whenever it's needed. Usually, when you have serverless, you have a trigger that starts to compute. In the usual case, you would have a computer running 24/7, whether or not it's needed. When you are using serverless, it will only run for as long as it's needed. Of course, it will also run a little bit after it's needed to see if anything else comes up, and it can answer those queries. All right, so why use serverless? Well, one thing about serverless is it's a lot cheaper. You only use what you need. It really helps for workloads that are infrequent, workloads that are also short term. If you have to do a cleanup job every week that runs for 5 minutes, you don't want to have a computer dedicated to that. And also, you don't want to work on the automation to start your own machine, start a VM, deprovision it, reprovision it, all that stuff. And that's where serverless comes in. If you use serverless, you only have to worry about the triggers and the code. Everything else is handled for you. So that makes automation for small tasks a lot easier. Another thing that I use myself is when you have a website that doesn't have a lot of traffic. In this case, serverless is useful because it doesn't run 24/7. You don't have to pay for a machine to run your website 24/7. So if somebody visits your website once a day, you have one visitor per day or something like that, you don't have to pay for a machine 24/7. It will adapt and it will run only when you have a query running. All right, so why would you not use serverless? Because serverless is awesome, but there are cases where serverless may not be the best choice. For example, if you have something running 24/7, you don't necessarily want it to be serverless because at this point, you need it 24/7. There's no need to have a serverless application if you are running 24/7. It tends to be a lot cheaper to have a server running for an application that needs to run 24/7 than a serverless application. That's just the way it tends to be, and that's why you would use a server full application. Another thing why you would not want serverless is if the time to response is critical. So for example, if you go to my website and nobody has visited it in the last 2-3 minutes, so I'll put the link to my website so you can see what happens. It will take some time for the website to load because it has to get those functions going. It has to wake up the computer that is going to run my code. So if you have a website, let's say Amazon wanted to go serverless, and if everybody who went to the website had to wait a few seconds before the website started, that wouldn't be a good user experience. For my website, it's fine because of how infrequent it is, how little I need it. But sometimes you need something that is ready to go, ready to answer requests immediately. So that's where you would not use serverless. Another reason you would not use serverless is, of course, if you have an application that is not built on a serverless framework. So it would take a lot of work to move your work from a server full application to a serverless application. It does take some rewriting of the code, some containerization and things like that to actually make a serverless application, a server full application run serverless. So those are the cases where you would not use serverless. All right, so I hope this video helped clarify some things about serverless and when to use it, not to use it, why use it and why not use it. So if you have any more questions, if this video was not long enough to explain everything, please let me know in the comments and I will try and make a better, bigger video about serverless. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.